Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to Friday mornings, messages of love from above, and or Friday evening if you're on the other side of the world. Hope you had an amazing week, and I'm excited to get into the readings. Before we get started, though, I do want to send love out to the world after I get my desktop set up. I'm jumping ahead. I'm so excited. Let's take care of that real quick here. So we are all live and good to go. All right. I think that's good. Let's move that up there. And we can see everything. All right. Beautiful, beautiful. So before we get into the reading, I do like to send love out to the world. And if you'd like to join me in doing that, whether you're watching live right now or on replay, we can gather outside of space and time to send that love out to the world. And, this year is going to be a big year. In the next kind of 20 years is going to be a bit um, interesting, to say the least, because Pluto has moved into Aquarius. Age of Aquarius is full blooming. A lot of change, a lot of uh, irregular things happening in people's lives. So we can use all the love we can get, right? So when one of us sends love out to the world, it is so powerful. It transforms or more like balances out a million people that are having lower vibrational fear energies. And so when we join together, it not only adds on top, it multiplies. So if you'd like to join me, like I said, more than welcome that. I'm going to take a big deep breath and come back to right here, right now, letting all that other stuff in the outside world go for a moment. So I'm going to take a big deep breath in, hold it for a moment, and release. Beautiful. Then as I hit the singing bowl, we'll be bringing that love energy down into our hearts, filling us up and flowing out to the world. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. I'm just gonna put that back over there. And of course, we've got a beautiful Virgo full moon coming tomorrow, tomorrow morning, um, at least in my time zone. So tonight is a good time, starting 9:30 p.m. Mountain Time, 11:30 Eastern, and then wherever that is in the world, we can do release ceremonies. Here's a video that I put out this week for the Virgo full moon alert. There's a pick a card in there, but there's also, it talks about how we can use the information of the full moon for a release. And we ask Spirit, where are you overthinking? So be sure to check that out. Also, just to let you know, we got less than a week left here before we have my drawing to celebrating reaching 2,000 plus subscribers. Thank you guys so much. Of course, I can't do it without you. So thank you so much for doing that. And be sure to check that out if you want to get into the drawing. It depends on how many people enter the drawing or how many prizes I'll pull. So it's unlimited. Well, within reason. All right. And then also, we're almost done with the month. The relationship readings are still half off until the end of the month. So if you're interested in one of those, so be sure to check out that link. And of course, we are in the midst of my new podcast series called From Chaos to Cozy. Episode 2 came out last Sunday, which is all about the shadow. And then episodes 3 and 4 are out there. New episode on Sunday. And for all of those who are uh, praying mantis or Zen cricket level, and I have a couple here, Kritika and Jishan, shout out to both of you for being members. I know you guys won the month free Zen cricket level. And if you guys are interested, anyone else interested in being on, the possibilities of winning a month membership, they do it for 1 month. YouTube gives me 10 free a month. And I started doing this because they just rolled it out not too long ago. So the first Saturday of the month, I will give 5 free Zen Cricket memberships away in the morning and then 5 at night, just because of the time zones and everyone's different across the world, right? But all you have to do, you have to make sure that you are have your gifted membership option set to on, which if you go into the little dollar sign at the bottom of the chat, and then there'll be an option for memberships. You click into the little, I think it's probably it could get probably depends on what you're accessing it on. But usually there's 3 little dots, which is the menu, and then there's giveaway settings, and you click on there, and there's this little switch. You just turn from off to on. Now YouTube and Spirit are the one who choose. It's not like I, choose it. It's just I push a little button to give away 5, and YouTube determines it. It's supposed to be whoever is a top fan on the site who's not currently a member, people who are engaged and watch a lot of the videos and engage on the channel is how it's supposed to work. So we know how that goes. All right. So enough of the blah, blah, blah. Let's get into the readings. If you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome, welcome. So glad to have you here. And of course, if you're returning, so grateful for all of you. I love doing this, and because of the support and video, commenting on the videos, any donations, so greatly appreciated. And of course, for the free readings, I move down in order, first come, first serve. But if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. Step out of the free readings. I dive deeper into those readings too, and then I return back and move down the chat. I'm going to be using, starting off anyway, using the Lost Soul Tarot. Beautiful, beautiful deck. And I do have a couple donations. So Amber is up first. So thank you, Amber, for your donation. And then HTTPS, you'll be up after that. So thank you so much. Let's get in here. So Amber, thank you so much for your donation. And you're wanting to know here. So are Kenneth's words to you true about his feelings and what he wants with you, or are you just being played again? Well, well, his birthday is a day after mine, of course, a different year, but so I don't know if you can trust him or not. I'm just kidding. But a bunch. These Aquarians. All right, let's take a look here. All right. Well, let's see what we got going on here, Amber. Can you trust him here? All right. What are their intentions? What's happening here? Okay. Well, as far as you can trust a human, which, people usually ask, can I trust someone? I'm like, you can't trust a human fully, because when a human goes into fight or flight mode, when our little inner child feels unsafe and out of control, you know, we throw out our intelligent mind, our compassionate mind, our loving mind, and our little 2-year-old is in charge with its pet hissing cat whispering in its ear about what it needs to do, and it'll do all sorts of unintelligent, unloving, uncompassionate things to feel back safe and in control again. So we can only trust humans so far, because, we're designed, and you can't blame anyone for when they feel in fear, freaking out and panicking and doing all sorts of stupid stuff, right? And so we're like, okay, well, what we have there. Now, the overall energy here, when you're saying, um, you know, can are their words to you true about their feelings? We definitely have the Knight of Wands on the bottom of the deck with the Eight of Wands on the bottom of the deck too, which represent they have passion. So they're definitely expressing their passion here. Um, they do have a little bit of emotional confusion, so they are expressing what they feel, like they think they feel. The Hanged Man is like they are trying to see things from a different perspective, and just I feel like they're in this transformational period. The Hangman kind of reminds me of like a cocoon, caterpillar turning into a butterfly. So their emotions are evolving, is how I would say it here. We got the Ace of Swords, which here's their air airy energy of Aquarius, which is an air sign. So they get into their head, but the Ace of Swords is that they're trying to see things from a higher perspective. So both of these are, that they're trying to look at things, and ultimately on the end of the deck, we have the Ace of Cups, which I feel like, when they feel their words are true, and so I like that. We've got the another patience card with the Hanged Man with the Seven of Pentacles, which is the last thing that grows on a fruit tree is the fruit that's coming in. And, we've got the Four of Wands and the Tower. Four of Wands is joy, celebration. The Tower card is about, trusting when things get moved out of our life. And these three cards came in together, which is basically it's telling me here it's just going to take some time for them to build your trust back. And don't be afraid. That's funny. Don't be afraid to allow them to take the time to allow your trust to be rebuilt. um, I usually say, don't believe what someone says, believe what they show you, right? And then if anyone ever comes back into someone's life, I'm like, people will feel like they've changed, and they're like, I've changed. And you're like, great, now show me for 3 months consistently. What, 3 months? I'm like, yeah, it shouldn't be a problem if you've changed. So I like that for you there, Amber. I feel like so ultimately, I feel like they believe their feelings of what they're expressing, but whenever um you know it's like believe what people show you, not what they tell you. All right, so that's what Spirit has there for you. Hopefully that helps with your adventure, and thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right, HTTPS, you are up. Thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that some love and a like there. And you'd like messages from your angels? Absolutely. Let's take a look here. We'll see, what messages do your angels have? Like, I don't have any oracle out. What is wrong with me? I have several tarot decks, but they kind of were a little skimpy on the oracle. Maybe I'll grab some on my break this afternoon. But let's take a look here and see what they have. All right. All right. Okay. Yeah, I see here. So you've got the Eight of Wands here, which definitely means there's a lot of energy in your life right now, or coming into your life, or experiencing your life, and will continue to uh, get stronger and stronger. They're showing me like a hurricane map of all things, and the hurricane is moving in, and so you feel this energy changing, but it's just going to get stronger and stronger as this energy, and it's not a an uh, lower vibrational energy, it's a higher vibrational energy storm. And storm has a kind of can have a negative connotation. I love storms, so it's like, oh, here comes a storm. So all this electricity in the air that's coming your way, it's just growing and growing and growing, and they just want to let you know that it's okay. Don't worry about this energy, just trust it. And it does have to do around emotional choice, also relationships that come in, and maybe your primary relationship. I feel like There's very transformational energy that's happening there. I mean, you've got 3 sets of cards, and each one has wands in it, which is passion and vibration and energy that's popping in. And you got the king, I'm not sorry, the king, the knight of pentacles and the 5 of wands. 5 of wands is a transformation of energy that's coming in. And so that's why I feel like there's this change from something of fear to something that is like, higher vibration. And with that knight of pentacles, it's something that's been kind of growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. And so I feel like something that actions that were done out of fear, even relationships maintained, and this doesn't have to be romantic, it can be a variety of relationships. But I just feel like with this lovers card, there are important relationships in your life that are going through significant transformation here in the future. But again, excuse me, it's something that's been growing and growing and growing. We've also you have the 7 of wands here. Sorry for the glare here. 7 of wands and the king of cups. King of cups represents like the perfect partner, the perfect relationship. It's someone who's balanced between heart and mind. And the 7 of wands is an energy a lot like the 5 of wands. It's a I wouldn't say it's a confrontational energy, but it is an energy, an odd number, which makes us want to look at things, right? Um, but it's also about not being afraid to stand up and ask for what you want. And I like that. It's this energy that's moving from fear of not wanting to rock the boat and not, fearing losing love and fearing losing relationship with people, whether it's family or friends or romantical. But this energy that's coming in with all of this is about um, you know, shaking up, or it's the as the energy as the storm rolls in and this energy comes in, it does give you like a new courage, a new awareness that comes in with seeing things from a higher perspective, understanding things. And it's been slow coming. It's not like suddenly bam, but I feel like with that 8 of wands and all that energy, it's like it's been kind of growing, and all of a sudden it's like, they're showing me like an apple tree, and you're like, "Wow, here's the blossoms, and I can see the fruit starting to grow." You're like, "Great." Probably more like a tomato plant, because tomato plant feels like, "I don't see any tomatoes," and you go out the next morning and you're like, "Where did these tomatoes come from?" Something that was green that blended in now is bright orange and ready and ripe. And I feel like that's what's kind of coming in here is your angels are letting you know there's some significant changes and significant relationships coming up. And not to be afraid of the transformation, and also don't be afraid and don't hold back from asking what you want. That 7 of wands is about being true to you, and it's like the sun shines, doesn't ask permission from other people, it doesn't dim its light, it shines bright. So I like that coming in there for you. And that's what messages they have for you right now, HTTPS. So enjoy that. And you know, don't be afraid to ask for what you want in relationships, and make changes if someone says, I can't give you that. Go, I understand. I'm just not going to invest all that energy in that relationship, because it's like, oh, I'm not, it's not an equal relationship. It's someone that's using you, right? So you are very welcome, and thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. And hey, everybody that's saying hi to me. Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you guys. All right, I think that's it for the donations. So I'm going to scroll to the top, and if anyone does want their reading prioritized, a donation of any kind, we'll bring it to next. All right, so Minahil, you are the first free reading up here, and you'd like a general love reading for you, and you're currently single. All right, let's see. What does Spirit want you to know here about love? All right. Yeah, I see here. So you definitely, with these cards coming, let's see if I can do this with one hand. There we go. So you have the Emperor here, and the Emperor is, a card of it's Aries energy, and it's about, gosh, is it this light that's bright? Maybe. Big glare. But, sorry, so the Emperor is this energy of deciding and stepping up and what do you want? And you got on one hand, you have the Three of Swords, which the Three of Swords is about fear of being disappointed, fear of rejection, fear of heartache, and a lot of expectations about what I want and how it needs to be and etc. And then the Three of Cups is about joy and celebration, and so with the combination of the cards here, you as the emperor are given a lot of expectations from the outside world of the supposed to, shoulds, need tos, have tos, musts. I feel like we've had maybe they've mentioned this to you before, but they're showing the difference between you have a choice to maintain the old fears, the old small teachers of trying to like, oh, this is what a relationship needs to be and who they have to be and I have to be. And there's a lot of stress, right? Or joy and gratitude, focusing on what you are loving in your life, the things you loved about people in the past, focusing on higher vibrational brings in a different experience for you. But they're telling you with the Emperor card that you are the one in charge of your love life and what you bring in, and that it's not at the whims of the world. It's all about what's going on in here, both the stories you have your mind, what emotions you're choosing in your heart, the energy you're putting forward in your physical action. It's not, waiting, going, when's love going to arrive at my door? And they're like, well, if you didn't order it on Amazon, it's not going to show up until you're putting that energy forward. And whatever energy you're putting forward is what you're going to draw in. If you draw in the old stuff, doing what we've always done, we're going to get what we've always gotten, lower vibrational relationships and people and situations. But as you're making these changes and raising your low vibration, you'll draw in things of a higher vibration, something more in alignment with your heart and faster too. So I like that for you, Mini Heal, and that's what's coming in for you right now. So many blessings. And we're going to start um, here in our From Chaos to Cozy in a couple weeks. We're going to be looking into how to raise our own love vibration and interactions with other people. So be sure to keep an eye out for that too. All right. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right. All right. Thank you so much for an additional donation there. HTTTPS. I appreciate that. Let's give that some love and another like there. So, one more from your angels. All right. Yeah, let's take a look here and see what else do your angels want you to know? More clarity. All right. Or something new. You know, I always like telling you new stuff, right? All right. Let's see what we got here. So, what do we have coming in here? All right. A lot of balance. Let's see what else. Oh my gosh, yeah, balance all over the place. All right. So we like this here. The bottom of the deck, you do have the Knight of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is like balancing of the outside world, and the Knight of Swords does have a lot to do with, all knights have a quest, and this quest is for higher knowledge, seeing things from a higher perspective, getting out of the old ways of thinking about some stuff. And the first card that came out was the Two of Wands. So another balancing, you know, Six of Pentacles is like the scales, there's balance on either side. The Two of Wands is like every moment is a choice of energy that we're putting forward, right? The Two of Wands is I can focus on my fears, or I can focus on higher vibrational things, seeing things from a different perspective, these capital T truths that are rooted in unconditional love versus all these small T truths that are rooted in the fears of losing love, rejection, fears of failure, fears of death, whatever those fears are from the human. And you do have, here's the fear card the Three of Swords, which is expectations equal disappointment. And so that comes in right after it. But right immediately after it, you have the Four of Swords, which is the peace of mind card. Usually they have like someone sleeping on the Ace of Swords, which is reminder this is what that quest is for, and that's what brings in the peace of mind. Usually they'll have like someone laying down on the Ace of Swords, and the Three Swords on the wall, almost like a memory of, all right, yeah, this is what I've overcome by seeing things from a higher perspective, right? And again, just to kind of reiterate it, here's the scales, the balancing scales of justice. And the star card is also, this sorry, I'm just gonna see if I turn off this light, if everything looks a little better. But yeah, here, sometimes we need darkness to see things more clearly. Well, maybe it's from outside. All right. But so we got this energy here. The star card is usually has 7 stars, which is balancing of the chakras. So there's a lot of messages coming in here about balance, 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 and balance more. And even the justice card, she has the Ace of Swords here, which is this, understanding, that we're loaded up with a lot of small t truths when we're growing up about, all those fear-based lower small t truths, right? And so it's way out of balance. And then as we start looking at things from a higher perspective, start seeing things from the spiritual, unconditional place of love, right? We transform some fears and they transform. So we're not even just knocking them off the scale here. We're moving old ways of thinking from here, and it's adding into higher knowledge and higher wisdom, and it helps balance things out. The star card coming in too is about our dreams come true and what is it, our wish upon a star. And so there is clarity coming in here about what it is that, what is dream come true. And we have, oh, well, let me write it down. I've memorized what my dream come true is supposed to be. But then it's like, yeah, but it's a time of really questioning it and going, why do I believe that? Why do I want that? Is it just habit? Or is it truly from my high heart that I'm wanting something? Because you have the Two of Wands, all this balancing, and then here comes the Two of Cups, which is about, again, emotional choice. And what am I wanting to choose from my heart? Am I choosing from my heart out of habit, or is it something that I really, really want? And it's reinforced with the Five of Cups, which normally has 3 cups that are spilt, and then the 2 cups remaining, which is a transformation of emotions. And so, as emotions transform, as emotions change in your life, you do have this, energy of the emperor that comes in, which the emperor is Aries energy. It's about you being in control and you being the one who is able to um, realize what is of the advisors, the self-appointed advisors giving you opinion, and what is it that you want for your empire. And okay, I'm forming what I want for my empire and I'm putting energy behind it. So a lot of clarity coming up here, and where you might feel like there's obstacles and things in the way, you definitely the bottom of the deck. Whoa, you have, the judgment card, which is your higher self calling you to this higher place. And there are obstacles and things being moved out of your life to make room for you to go forward. And so, and it brings in the Page of Pentacles, which is new opportunities too. So, you can trust that whatever's meant for you will never pass you by. And we're in a rush, our human is to, I gotta get it, gotta get all this stuff. And they're like, what's the rush? We're stressed because our human has all these timing of things. But they're like, trust that whatever is meant for you will not pass you by. There's no wrong choice. but there are some fated things in your life that you want to experience. And if you by this cutoff date, you know, in your life before you came down here, you're like, well, in order to experience the next fated thing, this thing needs to be moved out of my way. That's tower moments. That's when they remove things out of our life for us. We can always remove things earlier, but a lot of humans, all of us, we want to experience things right up to. That's why things get removed out of our life because we're like, oh, what? I don't need to do it. You're going to do it for me. That's, at least in our subconscious or higher self. So I like that for you. Hopefully that helps. A lot of clarity coming in, a lot of especially around dreams coming true. But I just feel like there's a lot of clutter, mental and belief clutter that's being sorted out in your life, that you're doing, but then there's also stuff that's being removed out of your life here, upcoming. And so your angels are just going, hey, just a heads up. When you connect, when you step away and you connect with spirit, you might even hear 10, 9, 8. And you're like, whoa, what's that? That's the lightning's about to strike something and move it out of your life. So it doesn't have to be a surprise. Just continue to connect with your angels and your spiritual posse of support, and they definitely will give you a heads up. So I like that for you, HTTPS. So that is what they have for you. So many blessings to you. And again, thank you for that donation. You're like, for sure. You're very welcome. All right. Let me just check my email here. Make sure there was no donation that came through. Nope. All right. So we left off here with morning. So morning, need like a general for the week. Let's take a look here and see what does Spirit want you to know. I'm sorry, I think this. Just gonna turn this light back on here. Sorry, stretching. There it goes. I think it's just very bright outside today. All right, so let's take a look here. What do they want you to know right now, morning? A general for next week. All right. Well, so you do have an ending of major cycles and beginning of new adventures coming in here with the world card that you have here. That is the last card in the major arcana. It's like, all right, you've completed some stuff. There's some changes that you're wanting to make. The Five of Swords is, this card of struggle or conflict in your mind, and it's your heart, going, hey, we want to do this now. Your mind has gotten some things that it's wanted on the checklist, and it's like the heart's going, all right, you happy now? I'm not happy. I want something new. I want something different. And so next week feels like there's this maybe some decisions that come up, some opportunities that come up for you to step towards something that makes your heart sing and not just check off supposed tos or shoulds or need tos or something in the that the mind wanted. So it is a great time, whatever you're looking at as far as, because if you're waking up in the morning going, oh, well, here we go another day, it's like your mind, out of fear has a lot of lists of stuff it thinks it has to do. But we can change our to-do list to a could-do list and add some stuff for our heart on there. And our heart is like, can you put me at the top? Because I feel like your heart has been neglected, is what's coming through. The heart's going, I never get to do anything I want to do. And so it's a great week for you to go, you know what? I'm going to do something I enjoy that makes my heart sing. And so I like that for you. It's important for you to do that. All right. So that is what they have for you morning. So many blessings to you. And then Dijona Sturgis, you are up. Hello, hello. Oh, and thank you for your healing love and prayers to anyone who is not feeling well today and you'd like a general life reading. So let's take a look here. Hope you are well as well. Let's see what Spirit wants you to know right now. All right. Yeah. I love this because you've got the Seven of Swords with the High Priestess. Seven of Swords represents like becoming aware of our own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that have felt deceptive and thievery And I just feel like with this high priestess, because the high priestess, of course, steps away, connects higher, goes behind the veil, dives into the hidden and the unknown. And I feel like what they're what you're going through right now is some big ahas on, getting into that hidden and those things. And because you've done shadow work, you've done reflected a lot on your life, but sometimes we get to the, what's underneath this drawer. There was a hidden compartment, like, aha, that's where that was at. Now I understand why I've been holding myself back, or why this, thing keeps repeating in my life. I found the source. I thought I looked in this dresser drawer, but there was a fake bottom, on the drawer, where you open it up and there's like more stuff in there that was hidden. And this is what's come to light in your life right now, which is, I can feel like it's a big capital A, capital H, capital A, aha, for you. So I like this for you, Daijun. I just feel like it's freeing. I feel like, with you stepping back and just being still and listening, you hear the ticking. You're like, I know I cleared everything out of this room, but why do I still hear ticking? And it's because there's a clock that's underneath that, in that drawer. And when you get still, you can hear it. And that's funny, because they're saying it's a belief around timing, because that's why the clock is there. While you hear the ticking clock, it's about timing, either, relationship, children, career, whatever it is. Like, by this time in my life, I was supposed to have accomplished this. And this is something that, if you're not conscious of it, like I said, it's hidden and below the surface. So I love that for you. So that is what they got for you, Dijona. So thank you for your question, and many blessings to you. All right. And then content or content, you are up. And you like a general career reading for March. All right, let's take a look here and see what is coming through here. Wow, you got the Ace of Wands, which is great. So you definitely have the possibilities here of a nice, fire being lit, regarding career. You have the Three of Swords too, which the Three of Swords represents, our fears, our expectations. And so I feel like if you look at what you're expecting, or what you are, what's restricting you and keeping you in on a certain road, that you're realizing, why am I restricting myself to, I can only drive on this street, when there's side streets and there's off ramps and there's different things. Because, it's like there's limitation. If I only can drive on Highway 25, and, that's all I can drive on, well, there's not a whole lot of things sometimes, and especially in big cities, they don't have stuff like on the freeway. You have to exit to be able to get stuff. So you have to wait to get through these big cities to get to small towns where, it goes from 75 miles an hour down to 35, and then, oh, there's a gas station, or, because the highway goes right through town, but it's not a freeway that's elevated. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. But that's what's, they're showing here, is that if you change what you're limiting yourselves to, and go, you know what, I can exit, I can take these side streets to find what I'm looking for my career, and getting clarity. That's what's too, is like, well, it has to be this. It's like, does it though? It's like opening your mind, allowing your expectations, expanding them, or getting rid of expectations, so that possibilities are there instead of rules, right? So I love this for you for March, because I feel like you are having this aha of, I don't need this. The March is a big month of energy, spring energy in the northern hemisphere, as we move into Aries. And but there is this movement and fire that's coming in the month of March. I feel like that's what this Ace of Wands is you're like, instead of trying to stick to this thin, very restrictive road, you're like knocking down some walls and exiting and going off into a different direction. So I love that for you, content, and that is what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right. So continue moving down the list. You're welcome, Dejona. Have a blessed day too. All right, Starfall, you are up. So, what are W's feelings for you? Oh, thanks for sending that to Dejona. I love how we all support one another. Let's take a look here. Wow. So, what are their feelings for you? Well, you got two major arcana here. You've got the star card and the fool card coming in here. And I just feel like there's this, the star card is like dream come true and trying to figure out what their dream is. And the fool card is an ending of old ways and beginning of new ways, a new adventure. And I feel like they've kind of these feelings feel like they've let go of old, like um the old dream of like, oh, this is what everyone should have, and they're just like, I'm tired of this long list of things that have to come true in order for my dreams to feel fulfilled. And I just feel like there's this adventure that they want, free of all of that, not feeling like they have to live up to what a dream come true is, too. Like they don't want to have a lot of, well, for you to be my dream love or whatever, you have to do all this. And they're like, ugh, I don't want any of that. I just want to be able to go on an adventure and see what unfolds and not feel like I'm going to have, I have to do so much just to get to ground zero, the full card zero. They're just like, I want to have an adventure. And, it's like there's these feelings within them. I just want you to be grateful for who I am, not focus on who I'm not, because they've had all that all their life and they're just tired. They're just tired. And they just want an adventure where everything, no expectations, everything is above and beyond wonderful, and that we can be grateful for those things in each other. So that's what's coming through there right now, Starfall. They're just like tired of trying to live up to everyone's expectations and please everyone. And this could have nothing to do with anything. You're like, well, I haven't asked them for anything. But in here, they already got this long list of expectations that they've been brainwashed with, and so they have themselves or had themselves under all that, and now they're just like, I just want to enjoy a journey and not worry about it. So that's what's coming in. Very interesting. All right, so that's what they got for you, Starfall. So many blessings to you. All right. And thank you so much, HTTPS. I appreciate your multiple donations there. Let's give that some love and a like there. And you want just more from your angels, it sounds like. Or if you have a specific question, you can pop it down there. But let's take a look here. They already have cards coming out. All right, very good. All right, those three together. All right. So let's take a look what we got going on here. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely about abundance and the feelings of it. I mean, we got on the bottom of the deck, we've got, the 5 of Pentacles, which is a great transformational energy, which is all about, you know, changing our perspective that it's humans that bring us what we're, our sustenance, right? What we need in our lives comes from humans. That's why we experience these feelings of abandonment, being left behind, being left out on the cold, and those types of energies. But the 5 of Pentacles, the underlying energy of this reading is that we learn that, oh, it's you, creator and source, whatever you believe that is, that brings me what I need in each moment. It's delivered sometimes through humans. Sometimes they don't even need humans, but a lot of times it's delivered. It's like ordering something from Amazon and UPS or the post office or whoever delivers it. They're just bringing it to us, but it was brought to us by, the creator. And so we start developing this trusting relationship that, okay, you have brought me everything I needed in each moment, or I wouldn't be alive right now. So we build this going, okay, and I mentioned sometimes, something that I have in my little uh, like affirmations or my little reminder that I try to read each day is that my prosperity comes directly from the divine ethers. I ask of it and no one else. The middleman doesn't hold the keys to my income and my success. It's the creator, it's the divine ethers, it's source. And so we do have this, change that's coming in here because all these pentacles that came out in your reading here is what kind of tells me it all. You have the 10 of Pentacles, which is this feeling of abundance and fullness that comes into your life. And it has to do with your Two of Pentacles, your power of choice in the outside world that we're looking at with all of this. And again, it's like there's this um trusting type of energy with all of this is like, do you trust me? And that's a wonderful experience I had when I was going to be moving uh gosh, 7 8 years ago. I was moving to northern Idaho from here, and had to sell my condo. I had all this stuff to do in a short amount of time, and I was like freaking out, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do this or not in this amount of time. And they were like, do you trust me? And I'm like, oh wow, I do. And this is what comes in with this tower card too, which is, trusting that everything that unfolds is for us. And we move from a place of like it's happening, victimhood of happening to us to, wow, why did I want this to happen for me? Or why are you bringing this in for me? Because I can trust that the universe is kind and on my side and wanting me to have my best experience here. So if something gets removed or something gets brought into my life, then I'm like, okay, what is the purpose of why would this would happen for me? And I like this here. There's a lot of beautiful awareness coming in again with got the Queen of Swords balancing the head and the heart, and the Hierophant, which is your higher self guiding you and drawing you to this higher place to, both of these are about seeing things with clarity, seeing your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets around lack versus trust in the ever ending supply of what I need in each moment. And I like all that because there is this transformation that happens. You've got the Knight of Pentacles who is in pursuit of seeing their worth in a relationship to the outside world in a different way, and also success. What does success mean in the outside world? So here's that knight with all this pentacles and the King of Pentacles, them finding what they've been looking for, and having this fulfillment and this abundance that's flowing in. And then the last card you get is the Sun card. So talk about abundance and overflowing and success that's coming in. And it's just a matter of what we focus on grows and expands with the Two of Pentacles too. And we talked about, power of choice and energy a little earlier too. But it's, I get to choose if I focus on like I'm missing something or that I want something, that energy, I think it's Wayne Dyer. He says, we don't attract and manifest what we want. We manifest and attract what we are. And when I want, if I'm wanting, or I feel like I'm missing or have lack energy, then I'm telling the universe, I really enjoy that. I enjoy wanting, but not getting. Can you make me want longer? Because wanting means we don't have it. And so we can change our whole perspective going, I have everything I need. I'm grateful that everything I need in each moment you're bringing to me. And I'm grateful when you bring it in advance too, because it makes me feel very secure, but I trust you and I trust you. And I feel like there's this beautiful trusting relationship that's growing between you and spirit and creator, with all of that coming into. So I like that for you. So hopefully that resonates for your life right now. But powerful, powerful stuff. Just an example, like when I was getting ready to move, and I was like, well, if I'm going to have to move by that date, I had already sorted through a ton of stuff and had it in my living room that I needed to get rid of because I was just going to take my truck and put stuff in the back and not, you know, um, get a moving van and all that. And, or truck, moving truck. And so I said, universe, I go, if this is meant to be, I go, well, let's go. I'm gonna, we're gonna do this. It's gonna make it happen. But I need to get rid of this stuff in my living room. And 5 minutes later, literally, my I had alarms on my phone um and it was Facebook saying I got a message on my messenger, and it was a friend of mine at work, and she was saying, hey, another friend of mine was in front of her, and they knew someone that was going through a horrible thing, had to reboot their entire life, had nothing, and they said, if you still have stuff you want to get rid of, we have this person, they'll come this weekend and they're going to borrow this big truck and they will take whatever you're willing to give them. And so they cleared out my entire living room like that, and it's like, you're just like, What just happened?" And that's the way that we can trust the universe. That was part of that. I do trust you. Well, okay, bam. And it's like, wow. So I love it. Yeah, very powerful, right? All right. So I love that for you, HTTPS. And thank you again for your additional donation. I really appreciate that. All right. So we're scrolling back to the top, and we left off with Jashawn. So, Jashawn, you want to know, will you get above 90 marks out of 100 in your chemistry exam? All right, let's take a look here and see what the Spirit wants you to know here about that chemistry exam. I'm just going to take a shuffle here. All right. So let's see what we have here. Yeah, you definitely have with the Knight of Swords, that's education. The Moon card is like hidden and unknown, which is funny because they're just like that just means that it depends on your emotional energy. You have the Knight of Swords, you have this quest for um, higher education, higher knowledge, and the Moon card says that if you can stay calm and balanced when you go in, you'll do well because you'll have access to your brain. When we go into fight or flight mode or fear, we have anxiety. Our, when our body goes into fight or flight mode because we're anxious, it knocks our brain offline because it doesn't want us to stand there thinking, going, "Is that a saber tooth lion or tiger?" Brah, yum, yum, yum. And so it knocks our brain offline so that we don't think. So you don't have access to your brilliant brain that's full of everything you've studied and everything you've listened to that's absorbed in there. So if you can go in with this calmness, and if you feel anxiety, go in up, just breathe deep, and hold it and then exhale, and that'll help clear out the anxiety, help you reconnect and bring your brain back online. Anything you can do to calm yourself beforehand, understanding your fears. Are there fears of failing the exam? If you get to the root of the fear, you're like, okay, what if? What if I failed the exam? What if I failed the class? Am I going to die? We're not in a society yet where if you get a low score, you get, assassinated. It's like you just retake the class. Well, that's going to slow down my graduating. Well, then it slows it down. What are we fearing about that? What are we fearing? And sometimes if we can just get to the root of our fears, we see how stupid our fears are. I mean, literally, oh, I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to lose everything. Everyone's going to hate me. I'm going to end up on the edge of town, starving to death and get eaten by wolves. That's we bring our fears out. Eventually they become ridiculous, and we're like, oh, okay. And then we just stop fearing because our brain goes, yeah, I have nothing to fear. And it's about comforting that little inner child. And anything you can do, listening to calm music, meditating, breathing exercises, things you can do like breathing you can do while you're in taking the test and you're like, no, no, go to my fearing. Just, I know this. Let me just connect to my brain and go, okay, brain, I know you know this. We studied this. Bring it forward. And you can even ask spirit, hey, I studied this. Can you bring that forward for me? And they will help you too. So I love this. Definitely, you have great possibilities to do that if you'll just stay out of fear. So I love that for you, Deshaun. So chemistry, blah, but I know you'll do well at that. All right. So many blessings to you. All right. Hey, Risha. Yeah, you can definitely um, ask a question. And for anyone new coming in, the free readings, you just put your question in chat. If you do want it prioritized, I do honor donations as energy exchanges, and I step out to complete those. So you can definitely do that. Yeah, absolutely. HTTPS definitely can be a free one. Sure. Buy 3, get 1 free. All right. Thank you, pretty girl, for your donation. I appreciate that. I see your question down there. Let's give that some love and a like there. Hey, Alicia. So you'd like to ask if Kieran and you will be in a committed relationship, or is he a player? All right. So a friend of mine had a boyfriend named Kieran over in Ireland. Let's take a look here. So, will you be in a committed relationship, or is he just biding his time and enjoying himself? Let's take a look here. All right. All right. Let's see what we got here. What do we have? What do we have? All right. You know, I feel like, and I don't necessarily feel like they're like a total player. You're like, uh-oh. But, I do see here that the bottom energy overall is a 3 of wands, which is you changing directions. And I feel like here, I mean, because the energy underneath, I feel like as you get to know them, and you've been very patient and waiting for them to, I feel like you've been patient. Or there's the temperance card, is that things, unfold and maybe they take a little bit too long, to where what you're looking for is the ideal partner, the King of Cups, someone who can communicate their emotions and, their balance between their head and their heart. Just feels, when I get the King of Cups in a relationship reading, it's like the ideal partner. Someone like me, yeah, you've been patient. So I feel like your patience wears out and you're just like, you know what? You don't want a committed relationship. Because you end up here, Page of Pentacles, a new opportunity that's coming in here, and the Ace of Wands is a new passion. And I feel like this comes out of nowhere too. I feel like there's a day that it's just like, you know what? I've had enough. It's like the feather that breaks the camel's back. Just something just lands on you of how they're doing it. And they're reminding me of one of my relationships where, I was working overtime to help make ends meet. And I mean, I was like working 60 hours, like 20 hours a week of extra overtime. And because they were working part time and this, and they're like, hey, I'm going to go visit my parents because they need my help. And I go, well, where are you going to get the money for that? And they're like, I don't know. And I was just like, and they would like spend extra money outside of the budget. And I'm just like, it was like one day, just when they did that, when this little, I don't know, that shoulders going up was what broke. I was like, you know what? Here's your budget. Here's all this. This is how much I will pay towards, to help with rent and stuff. But all this stuff is on your own. And it was like, whoa. And that's how I feel is going to happen. They're showing me that of like, you're just like, really? Okay. And I feel like it happens fast because this 8 of wands, it's like it comes out of nowhere and you're seeing going, you know what? The Wheel of Fortune, um, suddenly changes and switches here. And it just like something just like clicks, and it's like the wheel just turns, and it's like, oh, all right, it's weird. They're showing me like you're in this room where the walls, it's like a Disneyland or Disney World room where the walls can move, and you see a door, like a doorway, but it's against a brick wall because the wheel is not aligned. And suddenly, and you see these exits out, and I feel like that's what's coming in here. And there's this power here. You've got this Hierophant and the Queen of Swords. The Hierophant is your higher self drawing you to a higher place. The Queen of Swords is balancing of the head and heart. And interesting enough is the counterpart of the King of Cups. People are like, what? Isn't that the Queen of Cups? Well, the King of Cups rolls over emotion, but all the kings get a second portion of air or swords. The Queen of Swords rolls over swords and air, but all the queens get a second portion of cups. So even though it looks like someone who doesn't match up here, you know, uh, they're very compatible. And I feel like this is who you are looking for and why you make this change, because you got the 10 of cups, which is joy overflowing in relationship, you know abundance, and the two of wands is your power of choice coming in. And so I do feel like this, that it's not like that they're a player, but they don't have the capacity to give you what you're wanting because they don't have that love for themselves. They can't give it to you. And so, it's like, okay, well, you're just not able to give that. I've been very patient. So it's in our both our best interest for me to, exit and go in a different direction, because I feel like they feel bad that they can't give you what you're wanting. But you're like, and that's okay, that happens. It's like, you know it's just the way it is. I've learned a lot. It's not a mistake. You've learned a lot about yourself in the relationship. They've learned a lot about themselves. But at some point, then it's time, to go forward. There's this great I got to read this meme to you because they're just like, here it is. Let me see here. Let me just grab it really quick because it's so fitting here. I think it's this one. Yeah, some people are in your life to test you until you stand up and say, enough is enough. I am worth more than what you offer me. And I feel like that's where you get to, where you're like, bye, So that's what's coming in there. So that's what's coming in for you, pretty girl. So many blessings to you. Hang in there and, just go, okay, I've learned what I've needed to learn. It doesn't need to be resentful or mean or anything like that, right? It's just like realizing, thank you for what you've given me, and I know you gave me everything that you were able to. I feel like it's best for both of us, for us to go in different adventures. So thank you very much, and thank you for your donation again. Kritika, you're so funny. Yeah, I mean, to spirit, they know all, that's who I'm channeling. So, but Sagittarius, oh my gosh, that makes sense too. All right. So let's take a look here. And we had left off here. Thank you again for your donation, pretty girl. All right. And we left off with Dollface Diva. So Dollface Diva general for next week. Let's see, what does spirit want you to know about next week? All right. So it looks like here the decision that you've been waiting for, I feel like, is coming up for you next week. The temperance is, you know, going back and forth and patience, and things have been evolving. But there's a decision point that has to be made here with the Two of Swords next week, which the Two of Swords is getting out of our head and into our heart when it's coming up here. And, we'll revert to that place in our heart. If fear comes up, our brain will kick in and react. So whenever the decisions are coming, just take a big deep breath before you make a decision. Get to a place of calm so your high heart can have a place at the table in making the decision. And it's a beautiful balanced decision between your head and your heart. Again, they're showing me the going back and forth between the two cups of temperance. It's like alchemy, something that started off as a base metal has been slowly transforming into magic. And part of the transformation, there's like some decisions. I don't feel like it turns to gold next week. I feel like part of the going back and forth, part of the magic is there's a decision to be made that helps it or slows it down. And I feel like next week is an important time where a decision to be made within that has to be made. And but don't make it completely with your head or completely with your heart. They're like it's a beautiful balanced decision between the two. So hopefully that makes sense for you with what's coming up next week for you, and you'll be like, okay, yep, this is what they were talking about here. Boom, boom, boom. Um, I know what I need to do. So I like that for you. So many, many blessings to you. All right. And then we have Kritika Sayani, almost to you, Kritika Mahotra. Couple more away. But Kritika Sayani is first. You want to know what is coming in you for your career in 2024. What does Spirit want you to know? All right. Well, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Well, with wow, I really like that. Let's see here. Yeah. So you've got here the page of wands. Let me see if I can do this. You got the page of wands and the ace of wands here. So there is a spark in your career, and there is, stepping into this kind of entrepreneur, but very much management, managing your career, um, energy coming in here. The Eight of Cups here is very interesting because the Eight of Cups is about leaving behind emotions or relationships that no longer serve you. So I feel like if with regarding your career, you might be having this change of career um, because it's emotions that you're leaving behind and letting go of some fearful emotions, some old memories, emotional memories, and it's allowing you to move forward there too. But I feel like it's really they're focusing in on you're leaving a partnership, which can be like with a company, right? And I feel like you're leaving that, but it's you, it's not them going bye, because you are the one in control. You're the one with holding the magic wand and the energy. So I feel like 2024 is this, if we're wanting to be an independent contractor or independent business owner, like an entrepreneur, that's very supported with that. But also about you changing directions and you taking control. If you've been waiting for like your company or someone to offer you a job or to give you a promotion and doing those kind of things, it's like the waiting is over. It's like, no, you get to, it's all this Aries energy of March too, where we have this progression, this spring energy of the spring equinox in the northern hemisphere that kicks in for the entire planet, and Aries starting over at the beginning of the zodiac too. It's like, here we go. We're ready for this beginning, this birthing, this changing, and it's about you igniting it and initiating it, if that makes sense. So that's what they've got for you, Kritika Sayani. So many blessings to you. Right. And then Blessed One, you are up. So what's new coming in here for you? Let's take a look here. What's up, Doc? Let's take a look. It's like Bugs Bunny, the bunny rabbit here. All right. Wow. So you've got this progression happening. You have the Hermit card here, Major Arcana number 9, but then you have the 10 of Cups coming in too, which is this fulfilling overflowingness here. I like this, Blessed One, because it's like in this Hermit energy, you've really been spending some time to yourself, maybe feeling like you were in solitary confinement for a little while, but you've just been spending some quality time with yourself, getting to know your higher self and spirit. And a benefit of that is that we connect to the unconditional eternal love of the higher realms, which fills you up and overflows. That would be like the Nine of Cups type of energy that takes you into, whoops, this Ten of Cups here. So this feeling of overflowingness, and they want you to know that, this joy that comes in for you in your life, if you're not feeling it yet, it's about to flood out because you're filling up and you're getting this flood of love from above that fills you up like a chalice and then overflows out to the world, and it fills up all your other cups that are there wanting to be filled too. So I like this energy. It's taking your love vibration energy to such a higher level. It's drawing in all this other love from the outside world too. So I like it. So that's what's coming in as you're focusing on this beautiful inner love. It's drawing these beautiful relationships that you haven't had before in the outside world. Yeah, you've got Empress energy here. They just want me to grab here. So you got this Empress card, which is new birth coming in, sensuality, and underneath that, you got the Full card coming in underneath that, new journeys, new adventures, and the Page of Cups. You got the Four of Cups, all of this beautiful fiery energy of change that's coming in your love, love, which can be romantic, but it's friends, family. It's like relationships are being sparked to a higher level. Others are bringing in relationships of a higher level, new ones too. So I love that for you, blessed one. Very, very um, exciting there for sure. All right. All right. So we got those there. Thank you guys very much. And so Kritika Malhotra, you are up. So, okay. So I'm switching over here. I saw that Talwinder, and I'm going to use this deck for you because the video that I saw of him had him where he almost had that kind of makeup on, and so we're going to find out here why do you have this crush? Why are you obsessed? And will you ever meet? Let's take a look here. You're so funny. So let's take a look and see what we've got going on here. So one is why. Why is this? Why do you have that? And will you ever meet? All right, let's take a look here and see. Yeah. So, the why here, you've got the high priestess and the star. And so, there is this energy here of, you know, they you like the bad boys. I don't know why they're saying that, but you like the bad boys. You're attracted to this rebel, that energy that's within them. I feel like there's this because the star. Oh, that makes sense. The star card is Aquarius energy, which is like a rebel. They don't like doing things normal. They're very different. You like that uniqueness, and there's this attraction that's there. The high priestess too. There's this connection on a subconscious level below the surface, which I feel has to do with the energy that you pick up from them. And, there's this certain amount of pain and loneliness and aloneness that he exudes. And I feel like that attracts you, a piece of you, this nurturing piece of you that wants to nurture them, but also you're attracted to that um, bad boy rebel energy that's within them too. The star card too is like you have this dreamy idea of who they would be. And I almost feel like if you met them and got to know them, you wouldn't be as obsessed with them. They always say never meet your heroes or your obsessions. They're like, if you've ever driving and you see out of the corner of your eye someone driving by and you're like, ooh, who was that? Oh my God, you have this big idea of who that person is. until you catch up with them at a stoplight and you look over and you're like, oh, that wasn't anything like this was in here. And I feel like the idea of who you think they are is what you're obsessed with and who you're attracted to. But if you really got to know the human, you'd be like, oh, they're just a human in makeup, in a way. Will you meet them? You have the Page of Cups, which I feel like you do get to meet them, but I feel like it's not like on a romantic level type of thing with the Page of Cups. It just feels like you get to meet them, maybe like at a meet and greet at a concert or something like that. And I feel like it does burst your bubble a little bit, with that, if you meet them. So it's almost like you missed the concert. Instead of being sad about it, be grateful for it so you can admire them from afar instead of like if you meet them and they're just like they sign your autograph or whatever, or and you're like, thank you, everything. You're like, uh-huh, next. And you're just like, they look almost like through you, like they're looking through everyone else because um of that type of energy. So sorry, Kritika. I know. But you can still admire them from afar. So, all right. So that's what's coming in there for you. So many blessings to you. Hang in there, my dear. Hang in there. All right. And then Jean XO, you're up next. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you guys so much for all the thumbs up that you give the video to. It definitely helps spread the Zen love. And thank you, Jean, for reminding uh, me of that. All right. And you want to ask, what's the energy for Virgo and you? And also check the underlying energies. All right, let's take a look here. What's going on? Oh, we got Virgo full moon coming up on Saturday. Be sure to check out my Virgo pick a card too. I'm going to continue to use these Santa Muerta. Let's take a look here. Wow. So we do have here the energy. You've got the Seven of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles, of course, is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree, is the fruit. And we got the Nine of Pentacles coming in, which is, I think that's the Nine of Pentacles. Is that the nine? Yeah, it is nine. So, it's this feeling of, fullness and abundance in a way. But the nine is also kind of the hermit's journey type of energy that's there, which is about, staying to herself. All this Pentacles energy, Virgo, groundedness too. On the bottom of the deck, you do have the Judgment card here, which is your higher self drawing you to this higher place in your life too. And underneath that too, just Ace of Cups, which is about, spirit drawing you with all of this. The Nine of Pentacles too is like someone in a garden with spirit. So I just feel like all of this kind of energy is like things are going slow on purpose so that you both can focus on your higher vibrational love energy from above, because that helps raise your love vibration instead of drawing in lower vibrational experiences with each other. They'll be higher, so I feel like that's why things are just kind of like in snail mode. It feels like very, very slow. So hopefully that makes sense and resonates there with you right now. But I feel like the energy is slow moving to give you both the opportunity to go inward and upward and connect with that higher love, which is a win-win in the long run, because it allows us, we can't love others more than the extent we love ourselves, nor receive love from others more than the extent we love ourselves. So we expand that, it also expands that. So we definitely want them to be able to do that so they can offer us more love, but we also want them to receive more love from us. And then we work on ourselves too. So I like it. That's what they have coming in there for you, Jean. So many blessings to you. All right. All right. All right. Hey, love1234. Thank you for your donation here. You're welcome, Jean. All right. And then Charlene, let me see here. All right. Sorry, I thought maybe you sent me something on Gmail, but by saying it Gmail. So if you did, Charlene, let me know if there's like a donation I'm missing or anything. Um, but I don't see any. Just check my junk mail. Okay, no, I don't see anything there. All right. So love1234. Thank you for your the PayPal donation, and we will take a look here. So I'm going to continue to use any Santa Muerta. I'm going to take a quick sip of my coffee here too. All right. So love. Hey. So let's see here. Getting that roll. So I'm just going to move my email over here. So I don't know why I have it on the way other side of the screen over there. I can have it right here. So are you going to get the roll that you had a phone call about yesterday? All right. All right. And then how would the roll be for you if you do get it? Let's see if it's something that you even want, right? Let's take a look here. And how would it help your career? All right. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right. So the overall energy on the bottom of the deck, you do have the chariot, which is there's movement, but I feel like it's more focusing on, you know, power of choice and that type of energy that's coming in here is like they're like it's not a fated thing. It's something that you could choose if you so want it. Let's take a look here though to see. We asked, do we see you getting it? Yeah, well, okay, well, so it is. It is. You got the Two of Wands, which is the power of energy. So you can, if you want it, you can choose it. The Ace of Cups, they are saying, well, but is this what your heart wants? There's just kind of nudging you towards that because you had the Page of Pentacles. It could help you with other roles, but the Page of Pentacles feels like there's different opportunities that are opening up in the outside world that could be um, more in alignment with where your heart wants to go, if that makes sense. Let's take a look here. Let's get some clarity. How would the role be for you? All right. So very fast, like a lot of energy would be needed for that position. It would be beneficial financially for you with the Ten of Pentacles. I got the Justice card here. The Justice card, for some reason, feels like, yeah, you know, I just for this one, it feels like there's a lot of rules for this. With that Justice card, that's the energy I'm getting from it. Is like, oh my gosh, talk about hoops you have to jump through, things you have to go through, with all of that there as well. And how would it help you with your career? I mean, you've got the Six of Wands, which is joy and victory. Again, that Chariot card, there's a victory there. Five of Cups is transformation of emotion, you know, which it feels like there would just be like uh you'd really have to um I'm trying to put it in words. They're giving me this emotion like I have to cheerlead myself every day, if that makes sense. It's like I have to, okay, we can do this. Let's go. All right, come on, come on, come on. I just feel like it's, yeah. Yeah, you know. So, we definitely have that. And then the high priestess is like trusting your gut and trusting your intuition, as you come into that and understanding all of this. I mean, you do have, and you're asking about this, will he get a, 200,000 and da 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 da. You've got the sun card and the world card. And the world card is about, ending of old cycles, beginning of new adventures and and I just feel like that sun card is that Leo energy of getting in, into your child self. And I feel like you need to get away from work and what would bring your heart joy in your life. I just feel like there's this, focus in on the mind, the mind, the mind, the mind, the mind, and it's like, but what about the heart? What does the heart want? That comes in. We come back to this, and it just feels like, as far as like asking, is there another job out there? Yeah, we've got the Knight of Cups pursuing the heart, not the mind, right? And so um, you could get a role in the future, but you wouldn't be happy. And that's what I just feel like with all of this that comes in here. There's this um, you know, energy of you know, um, I just, of that would make you happy, and then that would, have you get to that place there. So um I definitely feel that nudge, like you said, towards creation. So I definitely see that. So so that's what's coming in there. Right. Yeah, the one you said about the role, like find a role with a similar pay, 200K, and they're like, you can get these roles, but I feel like your heart's going, I don't want that. I want to be able to live. I want to live, not exist, right? And that's the kind of energy that's coming in there. So that is what is happening for you right now. So thank you again for your donation. And Charlene, thank you so much. I just checked Cash App and I see you made your donation there. So I don't know why they didn't send me the email yet. Cash App has been kind of quirky. PayPal did it for a while where it took forever for the email to come through, but PayPal, knock on wood, has been. But now Cash App seems to be that. So thank you for letting me know. And I will now prioritize your donation and your question. Thanks for your patience there. All right. And love 1234. Thank you again for your donation as well. All right. So Charlene, let me just make sure here. I think you reposted your question, but let me just make sure. So you had anything you need to know from your guides or angels. You did make 2 donations, I see here. So we will do that one, and then your second one here where you asked about, oh, you're in a relationship. Um, sorry, let me just scroll really. Anything you need to know about your angels and guides. So if you have an additional question with only that, just let me know, Charlie. So we'll just see here. We'll pull cards here about your. Oh, and let me see here. Let me just go into the donation, see if it put anything in there. I don't know if they have a space. I don't think it allows you to put any comments in those. All right. Sorry, I'm back focused now. So let's take a look here, Charlene. What does Spirit need you to know right now? What does Spirit want you to know right now, Charlene? All right. Those, okay. I feel like these need to be split up here. And then what about the bottom of the deck here? Yeah, so the bottom of the deck here, I like this starting off here with the overall energy. So the 6 of Wands is about joy and celebration and victory, but I feel like, there's even the Hermit card underneath that, which is about, having spent time with spirit and communicating with spirit and doing your inner work and spending this time, um, you've been calling it like solitary confinement, where you've been spending this time, and there's this great joy. I like this because they're giving you high fives all around, going, yeah, yeah, yeah. And that kind of energy that comes in there. So I love that. Excuse me, let's see what else we have here, about what's unfolding here. I'm just going to grab these cards here. Let's see what all this is about here. All right. Yeah, I mean, you've got the Tower card here. And the Tower card, I feel like one of the things that you really have realized through these experiences is that, you've had things removed out of your life on purpose for a purpose. And, you've got this energy of, um, you know, um, that you've learned that everything that unfolds is for you. I feel like they even gave you some glimpses of, remember back when blah blah blah, look where you would have been. It's like one of those old country songs of thank God for unanswered prayers. You're seeing and they're showing you things of like, I see where this has come from. I see, what why that happened. And it's given you a little bit of an oomph of trust going, all right, you know what? I do trust you. And I like that. And I feel like during all this too, with this Page of Cups, you really have heightened your self-love um, and this foundation that you are loved from above. Just the combination of the Tower and the Page of Cups. Just there's this new kind of heightened confidence that I know that everything that happens in my life is happening for me. Even when I can't see it yet, I can trust it. I like that energy that's coming in here for you, through all this too. And yeah, definitely it brings in this foundation here. We've got, the King of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like you have been having this, energy, of, um, realizing that the outside world doesn't define you, and the more that you've turned inward and upward, that you realize, okay, that's the foundation of my worth, not the outside world. King of Pentacles learns a lot about, that they've got, when I define myself by relationships and situations and things, the three cups of the outside world, I feel unstable because all those things are unstable. People change, they walk away, they pass away. Unstable, right? Situations, jobs, education never stay the same. Unstable, and things break down, deteriorate, blow up, burn down, stolen, all that stuff, never stays the same. And so eventually we turn inward and upward and go, there's the foundation of my worth. And then the rest of the world, you don't see it as so unstable anymore because you're not using it to define yourself. So I really like that there. And we're on Charlene right now. And you also have the Justice card with all of that, which has to do with this energy of clarity and getting rid of these old ways of thinking, which were, a lot of it had to do with, defining yourself by the outside world. In the Four of Cups is a lot of the energy we're just talking about. And and so I like that, type of energy, because you're realizing it's the Four of Cups is the emotional stability too. The King of Pentacles learns from the Four of Pentacles about that solid foundation of their worth. Well, the Four of Cups is solid foundation of my love. My self-love is my foundation. I fill up any love people give me from the outside world feels above and beyond extra instead. And through all of this, it just feels like you have really, again, another victory card, like the Six of Wands with the Chariot, which is movement and victory and feeling a whole different way of looking at your life, and a lot of awareness, too, that every moment is a choice between lower vibrational fear energies of the outside world and higher vibrational love energy of the inner world. And neither is right, neither is wrong. It just brings us different experiences. But when we every moment is a mental choice of the story we're putting to something. Lower vibrational, higher vibrational, emotion I'm feeling, lower, higher, energy I'm putting out, focusing, manifesting spiritual energy, lower or higher, and my physical actions is that energy based on lower or higher. And I feel like this has been a big, again, a high five. I feel like you've learned so much over the last month, 2 to 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year. I just feel like it's been like a year of huge, huge transformation of thought and belief. And I just feel like it's above all, they just want to give you high fives all around and fist bumps. And like they're celebrating, like, wow, they're just so proud of how much you've grown over this. I mean, if you look, you won't even recognize yourself when you look back a year, I feel. But also they're like just you know really, I feel like they were bringing some of these things you learned and just kind of pocketing them so that you could see those in that way. So hopefully that helps, Charlene, and that's what they have for you right now. So again, thank you so much for your donations. I really appreciate that. And here now, just now, one of the one of the emails just now came through. That's funny. So that is what they have for you. So many blessings to you. And let me just make sure here on the Cash App. I want to make sure if anyone else donated on Cash App. I don't think that was it. Yep. So that was it on the Cash App. All right. So we'll close that down. And I think that was it for the donations here, right? Boom, boom. Yep. All right. All right. Yeah. And the team, I do see your question. And so you don't have to post it. I see it posted a couple times. You don't have to post it just once. I just we'll get down to them eventually. All right, so I think that was it for donations. We're scrolling back up for the free readings, and we had left off with Bree. And if anyone, just anyone new coming in, if you want your donation prioritized, a donation of any kind, I do move yours up in prioritization. All right, and dive deeper, obviously. All right, so Bree, messages about getting into medicine. You're studying hard, but you want to know if you'll get in the first time applying. All right, let's take a look here. All right, I do see here the magician is, yeah, if you put the energy in, you do manifest. Whatever you focus on does you do draw in here with the magician card, the master manifester here. The Knight of Pentacles is slowness and takes time, the medicine, just getting into medicine and uh, it feels like, of course, I have friends who counseling and doctors and everything else. It's like you do all your college and then you do all your masters and like medical school or your masters and all this stuff. It feels like it takes forever. I know, but they have the magician card, which tells you, yeah, you can get in the first time. It depends on what you focus on, though. If you focus on fear of, oh God, what if I don't get in? What if I don't get in? What if I don't get in? You're telling the universe, I really want to experience what it would feel like if I didn't get in. Instead, we can transform that energy to be gratitude and go, thank you for letting me, get in and for the ease of the process and thank you for my brilliant mind and that I can retain information and recall it. And thank you for it. And it's all the thanking and gratitude and picturing it as who you are and the powerfulness. If we focus in on what we fear, what we're missing, what we want, we've instead we're saying, I really enjoy wanting, don't let me get it. I enjoy wanting, or I enjoy missing something, so help me miss it some more. Or I really hate something, I really enjoy hating, so give me more to hate. It's what our energy is, what draws it to us. Wayne Dyer, I saw something, I quoted it earlier too, is he said, we don't attract or manifest what we want, we attract and manifest what we are. And so when we're in gratitude and we're focusing on what we are, we draw more of that. If I focus on wanting, then I just draw in more wantingness, if that makes sense. So that is what they have for you, Bree. So I like it. It's all in your hands, is where we want it, right? All right. So many blessings to you. Continue scrolling down the list here. All right. And then Magana, you are up next. So you want to know, well, first of all, hi. How will you know you've met the guy that you'll be dating in the future? All right, let's take a look here. See what, okay, how will you know? How will you know? All right. Yeah, you don't know them yet with the Page of Pentacles. The Two of Wands here, I feel like with this fiery energy that's coming in, it's interesting. It's like um it'll be it's like you will there's no way that you won't know who it is because it's going to be this attraction that comes in. It's almost like there's past life energy. This Two of Wands, immediately I heard Six of Cups, which is one of my cards of past lives, but it didn't come out. But that Two of Wands is like this energetic draw to you. It feels so strong, like it's like, whoa, what is this? It's like, how will I know? It's like, well, I'm not drawn to them. It's like you're shoved toward each other. And it's like, oh, here we are. It's you won't have to wonder. There will be no doubt, is what I feel they're saying, because of this past life connections that you have below the surface. It's just like, and it's unlike anything you've ever had before. It's a whole new experience that unfolds, and you're just like, what the heck is going on? And they're saying the same thing. I don't know what this is. And then you're like, oh, that's right. It's this undertow of past life energy and connections that's there. So it's like, yeah, you won't even have to wonder. It'll be there. So I like it for you. That is what they have there for you. All right. And hey, cat. Thank you so much. I love the black cat. Hi. And let me see here. Did you ask a question already? If not, pop it down below. And let me see here. God's daughter, I think. Yeah, your question's up there. You're still about maybe 7, 8, 9, 10 free readings away. All right. And thank you for the black cat. I love kitties. I just don't have a cat currently. So, thank you for that donation and the cat and any messages you need to know from Spirit. Absolutely. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit feel you need to know right now? All right. Anything else? All right. So let's see what we got here. What's the energy on the bottom of the deck here? So you've got the Nine of Wands. So there is this energy of stepping into your power. Let's see what these other um, cards bring in here for you, because I feel like there is this movement. I'm sorry if you just heard my stomach growl. Rawr, 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 rawr. Yeah, and I like this for you because I feel, the Nine of Wands can sometimes feel like an energetic barrier, like something was holding us back, kind of like, all this stuff is not allowing them to pass through. But, you know, I love that they have the sickle and you're like, I'm chopping that stuff down and I'm getting through. And that's what I feel is coming in here, that there's whatever has been feeling like there's been these blocks, and maybe is it love that you've been looking for? I kind of feel like it is here with these cards that are coming in, because there's like this energy, coming out right away with the Knight of Cups, which is movement of emotion. So where there's been stagnation and you feel like, I've been trapped and or in isolation, it's like here comes this movement. Or if you haven't been in a relationship and it feels like it's just been like stuck. You're about to feel this movement come in here. And I like this because, here we've got the King of Wands who rules over that wand suit and that passion. And they very much are able to focus and move forward and, um, you know, have this uh, control over where they invest their energy and how fast they move and how it goes forward. So I like that. And you've even got the 5 of Wands, which is the change. I like the matches. Gonna set some stuff on fire. The 5 of Wands is a change of energy and a transformation of energy that's coming in from something that has been feeling like, lower vibration, fear energy, and it's transforming into something much more bright and higher and more fulfilling, which we see here with the 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is joy overflowing, and I love that they have butterflies for the tens. Big transformation that happening in cups in love, right? Let me see if I can zero in. You can see all the love shack back there. Beautiful, beautiful energies that are coming in. And so there definitely is this, blossoming of love that comes in, but it's a full love. And this has been happening, the blocking that you've been going through happened on purpose with the Queen of Pentacles. It allowed you to have the time of Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, nurturing yourself, raising your own love vibration, letting go of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve you anymore. And so that block was there so that you wouldn't keep like doing what you've always did and get what you always have gotten, because if your love vibration for yourself was lower, it was drawing in things that match that energy. But you've been working on releasing things and raising that love vibration, so where you're not going to attract what you did before, you're going to attract something higher, much higher, because you've transformed that love that you have there. So I like that. And I feel like one of the big things you learned was, with the Tower card, you had like this individual or situation that was removed out of your life maybe suddenly, but you're realizing it was on purpose for a purpose. You're realizing, okay, this was for me. Or you're learning that you're like, okay, yeah, it's like if you ever get fired from a job that was very toxic and you would never leave it because you're like, well, what if I don't find another job? And then you get fired, and you end up getting this amazing job and you're so much more happier and you're like, thank God they fired me because I'd still be doing that. And I feel like that's the kind of what happened is this relationship that you had before. You're like, yeah, but maybe this is the best that I can do. Or what if I can't find love again? We have that fear that keeps us in this, black hole relationship where we're pouring everything in and hardly getting anything out. And we're like, dead end relationship, dead end job that ends up getting removed out of your life. And you're like, hallelujah. Eventually, I mean, because once you get that, you're going to be like, okay, definitely, I see now the difference. And I like that. So that's what's coming in for you right now, Kat. I love that for you. And that's what the big thing that they feel you need to know right now. And you can trust them. That Tower card is everything does unfold and does happen for us. Just sometimes we don't see it until later. Sometimes until we're back on the other side and we're like, oh, that's right. That's why I wanted that to happen for me. Absolutely. You are very welcome. And thank you again for your donation, Kat, and for the cat. All right. So I think that's it there. Hey, Pooja, thanks so much for being a new subscriber. And we'll get to your question here in a little bit. I'm only going to be on this session for about 12 more minutes. Um, and then I'm going to go and spend some time with my praying mantis members. And then I will come back on after I eat. Obviously, if you heard my stomach growl, it's like rah, rah, rah. I'm going to eat and then probably run an errand or so. So I'll be back on probably, let's see, it's one in about 2.5, 3 hours. I'll come back on to complete out the free readings. I will be back this evening at 6 p.m. Mountain Time tomorrow night at the same time. and then Saturday and Sunday morning also at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. But I will come back on and complete the free readings here in a couple minutes. I'll start uh, taking pictures, doing screenshots, and then we will. I'll come back on and I'll explain that here in a little bit. Hey, the team, I do go in order, first come, first serve. If you want me to do yours next, a donation of any kind, I do prioritize those. Otherwise, it's not fair that I jump ahead of other people that would like me to do theirs right away, too. So hopefully you understand. All right, Marie Jones, you are up next. So March is a very important month. You have 2 exams. All right. So will you be successful for A and B? All right. Let's take a look here. Here is A and here is B. All right. So A, you've got the 10 of Wands here. 10 of Wands is like a burden. So exam A, I feel like is like you put a lot of energy in. It feels successful, but it feel and it's an ending and a beginning. It's like a relief. It's like you put a lot of energy into A and you pass it, or it's successful, but you realize how much energy you're putting into stuff, and you really are reevaluating the energy that you're putting in with that. And option B, career, you've got the 2 of Pentacles, which the 2 of Pentacles, I feel like there's possibilities there. It's still, whenever you get a 2 card, that means there's a choice that comes in here. And so there's this you know, 2 ways that it can go, of course, but it's about where you invest your energy in with the second one. I almost feel like you can spend a little less energy on A because there's like so much energy that you put into that. It's almost like too much energy and B. So it's like you can take some of the energy from A, invest it in B, but be aware of where you're focusing your energy and the choices that you're making too, with your outside life. I feel like it's going to be, like you said, it's a big month, and balancing is important too. With that, I feel like there's this. Um, Make sure you take time for you and taking care of you physically. Give yourself rest, give yourself food, and give yourself some playtime too, because if you don't balance that in the outside world, then you're exhausted, and you're just brain dead. Is what your spirit guides are saying. You're just like, I'm so tired. So they're like, make sure you're taking time to rest, just balance your life. And I feel like it's very, nothing of um, concern there. I feel like you do well in both of those. So just balance is important with both of those cards coming in. All right. So many blessings. And yeah, for anyone else that's wondering, like team, you said you're not sure if you could catch up with the live. What will happen? I'm only going to get through a couple more here. When I come back on, um, when I when I come back to complete out the free readings, I also pin a comment in there, and in here I have like a link to the new video, but I also put the list in order of which I completed the readings, so you can find your reading faster. I don't do it for this one because it would take so much of my time away to to record all that. But when how I go about the readings when I come back in, I'm able to easily put the order in which I complete everything. And that way you can jump in and go, okay, who is he on? Okay, I'm a few after that. And you can whittle it down very fast and find your reading. So hopefully that helps. If not, I will be back um, tonight and tomorrow night, and then also Saturday and Sunday morning. All right, so great courts, you are up next. So what is coming after graduation? Let's take a look here and see what is coming after graduation. All right. Wow, you're going to have some great change and some sudden change here with the Tower card. But the Magician, I feel, is you initiating a lot of it here. So I just feel like after graduation, you're really evaluating what you want in your life, what you want to remove out of your life. And I feel like you do it rather quickly. The Magician card is you taking action, you stepping forward, you initiating, and you really taking control over your life. So I feel like when it happens, you're like, all right, I know what I want, and I'm putting all my energy into this direction, and everything else I'm chucking off board. It's like they're showing me someone who's like in these kayaking races. There's a bunch of stuff on the boat that's slowing things down, and you're just chunking things over the side so you can increase your speed and head in the direction you're wanting to go faster. So I like this. I feel like there's a really cleaning out and everything that's coming in there for you. So I like that for you, Great Courts. Very auspicious and very much coming in there. So I like that. I like it. I like it. I like it. All right. Dune, I'm only going to be on for like not even 5 more minutes. If you want to make a donation, I'll make you first when I come back. Or if you want to ask a question, I'll be back in a couple hours if you want to ask a free question. And you'll just probably be on the end of the readings when I come back to do the free readings in a couple hours. So whatever you would like to do, you can do that. But I think for this one, for donations, I don't want to rush and blah blah blah. I want to give it the depth it deserves, if that makes sense. Right. And so the last free reading I'm going to finish up here is with Mia Mia. And let me take a look here. So you're asking here, whoops, let me highlight over here. There we go. I am well. First of all, you want to ask, is the Italy job posting real or fake? I mean, is it really? Are they really recruiting? Let's take a look here. See, is it for reals or is it a scam? Let's take a look and see what we have here. Well, with the Four of Cups and the King of Pentacles, it seems like it's real here. But definitely do your research. This is tarot. So when it comes to, giving information and all of that, do your due diligence in looking into it. I mean, for this, I don't feel like there's, um, you know, danger involved, but I would still research the company to make sure and go by their website. Um, that's confirmed instead of through any kind of a job posting. If you're wanting to make sure, just don't go by that. Go directly to the company and make sure. When in doubt, double check, right? So I like it. All right. All right. All right, so I'm only got a couple moments left here. I'm going to quickly here. So, Pramia, you'll be my first reading when I return this afternoon. And let me just grab screenshots here. And in the meantime, if you guys are wanting additional messages from Spirit, or you're like kind of urgent in an urgent need, you can also look at my main page. I have a ton of pick cards and other readings available too. So if you want to check those out, you definitely can do that. And there we go. Okay, got you in there too, Dune. All right, and also, like I said, we have a Virgo full moon happening tomorrow. So if you guys want to check that out, this pick a card also talks about how you can make the most of the full moon energy coming in there. And also, just a reminder, we have my relationship readings are still half off until the end of February. And thanks to you guys, I am over 2,000 subscribers, here's also a link to a video you can get in for a chance of winning a free reading. And also, I have a podcast that I just rolled out a couple weeks ago. We are up to episode 2 that's available out there for everyone. And this one was about the shadows. If you want to catch up on, there's the playlist. If you want to check that out, it's From Chaos to Cozy, which is all about understanding our chaotic life as a human here and how we can transform that into back to cozy from whence we come there. And also, happy birthday to all you Pisces sun babies out there. Pisces season, pick a card for everyone, but there's a bonus for Pisces on there. It's a 3-month reading for you. So if you if you're not a Pisces, or if you are and you have a friend who's a Pisces, be sure to share that with them and tell them happy birthday from me. And also, each month I put out a pilgrimage meditation where we go visit through meditation to a spiritual center somewhere on the earth. Right now, we're eventually going to go into space. But there's also a pick a card there if you're interested in that. And also, I did 2024 energy forecasts for every zodiac sign. Here's the link to the playlist for that. And we cover love, money, career. We split out the year into 3 equal sections of 4 months, talk about a blessing for each and some other stuff. So if you're interested, all of that stuff is free too. And you can gain some extra information on your life. But I will be back, like I said, in about 2.5, 3 hours. And I'll finish up the free readings. And then I will be back in about 5 hours for my evening session as well. So thank you guys again for all the thumbs up. It does tell me you're enjoying these free readings. And thank you guys for all the donations too. It does help me keep doing what I'm able to do here and offer free things. Otherwise, I'd be working a full-time job and hardly doing any of this because I'd be exhausted like probably most of you. So thank you guys again for all the love, support. And remember, every second of every day of your life, you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, enjoy the rest of your day or night, wherever you may be in the world. And until then, much love. You hang in there. Take care. We'll see you.